This video is for the lesson 3.5 homework. So for number one, we are going to graph the function 3x minus 3. So the minus 3 tells us there's a point on the y-axis at negative 3. The 3 in front of the x tells us that we have a slope of 3 over 1. So from this point, I can go up 3 over 1. If I've got 2 points, I've got a straight line, and I can connect them. So that's f of x. G of x is negative x minus 1. That means there's a point here at negative 1. Negative x, there's an invisible 1 in front of that. So my slope is negative 1 over positive 1, meaning I go down 1 over 1. And so that is g of x, graphed like that. Now we're going to find h of x. If h of x equals f of x minus g of x. So we are going to multiply 3x minus 3 times negative x minus 1. And we're going to use FOIL. So 3x times negative x, remember that invisible 1. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. X times x is x squared. Outside, 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. Inside, negative 3 times negative 1x is a positive 3x. Sorry, it froze. And then last, negative 3 times a negative 1 is a positive 3. If I combine my like terms here, these cancel each other out. So my new function, h of x, equals negative 3x squared plus 3. Okay, the easiest way right now for you to graph a quadratic function like that is to type it into your calculator. Negative 3x, sorry guys, 3x squared plus 3. And then pull up the table, Control T. And then I've got some ordered pairs here that I can use. So at negative 1, 0, there's a point. At 0, 3, there's a point. And then at 1, 0. And I draw quadratics from the vertex. I draw the left-hand side and then the right-hand side. Okay, the product of two linear functions results in what type of a function? So if I multiply two straight lines, I end up with a quadratic. Okay? The y-intercept of h of x, that's this point right here, this 3, results from the combination of the y-intercepts of f of x and g of x. So what they did, how they combined these, negative 3 and negative 1, to get a positive 1, is they multiplied them. They multiplied the y-intercepts. All right, the next question says, what is the x-intercept of f of x? So this is f of x. Here's where it crosses. That point is 1, 0. What is the x-intercept of g of x? That's this point here. That's negative 1. And so your linear functions will have the same x-intercepts as your quadratic function. Now it says, what is the x-coordinate of the vertex? The vertex is this tippy top point, and we just want the x. So this point is 0, 3. The x value, we just want that 0. And then the axis of symmetry is the line that you can draw through the vertex. It wants you to write an equation for that line. So that line is always going to start with x equals, and it's literally what x equals of the vertex. If the vertex is a 0, then the axis of symmetry is a 0. So x equals 0.